There you go, CC. There you go, Caitlin. Way to hold it down, Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark told the WNBA, damn you and your bogus orange carpet. I ain't showing up to nothing. I'm not showing up to your bogus orange carpet. I'm not showing up to this joke of a three-point shootout. I'm not showing up to link up and kick it with none of y'all. Y'all fake, y'all phony, y'all jealous, y'all are haters. Caitlin Clark just pulled a no-show for opening day of WNBA.
The WNBA was expected to celebrate what many believed would be the biggest milestone in league history. The 2026 All-Star Weekend in Chicago had been promoted as the most profitable, highly anticipated, and globally watched event women's basketball had ever seen. Sold-out signs appeared on the arena months before tip-off, while secondary ticket prices skyrocketed. Major television networks were counting on record-breaking viewership, and everything pointed toward a historic success for the league. But now, the atmosphere has reportedly shifted dramatically. League officials are said to be facing intense pressure as financial concerns continue to grow. Reports claim that major corporate sponsors are reconsidering advertising commitments, while frustration is allegedly building among league leadership. Adam Silver is even rumored to be deeply disappointed by how the situation has unfolded. So, what caused one of the most anticipated weekends in women's basketball to become surrounded by controversy? According to the narrative, league executives made what critics describe as one of the most controversial and costly decisions imaginable. In an effort to address concerns raised by some veteran players, officials reportedly attempted to place a strict minutes restriction on Caitlin Clark during the All-Star game. The move was portrayed as a calculated decision, but many believed it underestimated Clark's influence and popularity. Instead of publicly arguing with the media or quietly accepting the decision, Clark was said to have taken a far more dramatic approach. Rather than participating under those reported conditions, she allegedly chose to boycott the entire All-Star weekend. Supporters quickly framed the decision as a turning point, arguing that the league's biggest star had taken a stand against what they viewed as unfair treatment. Critics warned that if one of the WNBA's most recognizable players stepped away from its marquee event, the league could face significant.
Yeah, you put up 123. Everything felt like it was clicking on offense. Where did you guys sense things were going right on that end of the floor, and how quickly did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was like one of our goals tonight was to come out and start well, because we've kind of struggled in that area the last couple games. So thought we did that, really well. Our defense wasn't very good in the first quarter, but it was better there in the second. And then, we're able to build a comfortable lead. And I thought we just played with really good pace and sharing the ball really well. It felt like our offense was really flowing.
1 assist off the franchise record as well, but you three specifically have talked about like learning to play together over these couple of years, and when you missed time last year that impacted that. How do you feel like you three have connected recently on the offensive end of the floor specifically?
Yeah, I think we are super connected. I think for us it's just making sure that we just execute our plays, and when we do that, everyone gets theirs. I think for C and Kels, I mean, it's super.
To understand how this reported financial controversy escalated, it's important to examine the internal politics that many believe were unfolding behind the scenes. For months, speculation suggested that tension had been growing among some of the league's longtime veterans and traditional decision-makers. According to the narrative, many were increasingly uncomfortable with Caitlin Clark dominating the spotlight on the national stage. Fans were purchasing expensive tickets largely because they wanted to watch her deep three-pointers and electrifying style of play, while many of the league's established stars received far less attention. Rather than fully embracing the surge in popularity, television ratings, and revenue that Clark's presence generated, critics claim certain league officials pursued a different strategy. Reports allege that, just 48 hours before the All-Star game, league executives held a closed-door meeting with members of the Indiana Fever organization. According to those claims, the message from league leadership was unmistakable. Caitlin Clark's role during the nationally televised event should be significantly reduced. The alleged plan included a strict minutes restriction, limiting her appearances to only portions of the first and third quarters. Publicly, the proposal was reportedly framed as load management and a precaution to protect her long-term health. However, critics argued that the explanation served as little more than a public relations shield. They believed the real objective was to keep one of the league's biggest attractions on the bench while creating more opportunities for veteran players to take center stage. According to the story, league officials wanted Clark's popularity to help sell out the arena and attract millions of viewers, but they were unwilling to let her dominate the game itself. Executives reportedly invited Clark into a private meeting, expecting a routine conversation and assuming she would quietly accept the December
off-minute restriction. That's just my guess.
I only played 27 minutes. Crazy. No, I'm joking, but I mean, I feel great. Like, I feel like I've felt kind of like myself over the course of the last 3 games and just continued to build that and stay on top of everything. But, you know, it's kind of nice when, you know, you build a hefty lead like that and then you're able to kind of get some rest there in the fourth quarter. And then a lot of my teammates were able to get in and contribute. And it was really fun to see them, you know, keep the same level of play. Like, everybody came in and when their number was called, they were ready. And that was even the same for the first half. Like, you know, when people got subbed in, they were ready. And, you know, they allowed our offense to keep going. And then our defense kind of kicked in too. So I'm just proud of everybody.
I'm not sure if you're aware that you got a technical foul tonight.
I'm aware, yeah.
Sometimes you come in here and you say, hey, I just didn't know. But you said in the past you wouldn't change anything. But how do you...
she said that she was...
According to deeply connected inside...
According to reports from unnamed sources who were allegedly present during the discussions, Caitlin Clark's response left league officials stunned. Rather than negotiating or delaying her decision, she reportedly made her position unmistakably clear. According to the narrative, that moment triggered what supporters described as one of the most dramatic player standoffs in recent sports history. Clark allegedly ended all communication with team officials, walked out of the meeting, and refused to continue participating under the reported restrictions. The claims go even further, alleging that she declined to board the charter flight to Chicago, skipped the league's mandatory media obligations, missed the widely promoted red carpet festivities, and ultimately withdrew from the All-Star roster altogether. Whether every detail is accurate remains unverified, but the story quickly spread across social media and sports discussions. According to those reports, Clark delivered a firm and uncompromising message to league leadership: either remove the reported minutes restriction and allow her to compete freely, or proceed with the event without one of its biggest attractions. Initially, league officials allegedly believed she would eventually reconsider. Many reportedly assumed that the spotlight of national media coverage and the importance of the All-Star weekend would persuade her to reverse course before the event began. However, as the countdown to tip-off continued and Clark remained absent from Chicago, concern reportedly intensified behind the scenes. What had first been viewed as a negotiating tactic was suddenly being interpreted as a genuine decision. Supporters described the move as a bold stand against the league's leadership, while critics viewed it as an unprecedented confrontation between the WNBA's brightest star and its governing officials. Regardless of which perspective fans accepted, the reported financial and public relations consequences quickly became a mar.
We'll place the call to Caitlin Clark to get whatever it is you need. Take a look at this. Shout out to Correlation. Correlation said, bruh, Caitlin is in Iowa and Studbub was just asking where she is. Caitlin Clark pulled a no-show. Caitlin Clark's out in Iowa, having a good old time, not dealing with this nonsense, going to see, you know, hair people and all of this stuff. She ain't got time to be dealing with these people no more. And I don't blame her. If I was Caitlin Clark, I wouldn't want to deal with these idiots any longer either. It's just been too much. Too much has been done. Too much has been done. Caitlin Clark pulled a absolute no-show. Here she is in Iowa. Okay. She said, I'm not going. I'll catch y'all. I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all. I might just show up. I might not show up to All-Star weekend until 10 minutes before the game. I might not show up till 10 minutes before the game because y'all don't deserve the GOAT's presence with the way you guys have been.
The moment reports surfaced claiming that Caitlin Clark was boycotting the All-Star game over a proposed minutes restriction. Social media erupted with intense reactions. The story spread rapidly across online platforms, sparking heated debate among fans, analysts, and sports commentators. According to the narrative, many fans who had spent thousands of dollars on premium courtside seats immediately demanded refunds, believing the event would no longer feature the player they had primarily come to watch. At the same time, the secondary ticket market reportedly experienced a dramatic decline, with some VIP tickets that had previously sold for nearly $5,000 losing significant value within a matter of hours. The alleged fallout extended beyond ticket sales. Reports claimed that television executives, who had counted on Caitlin Clark's star power to deliver record-breaking summer ratings, urgently contacted WNBA officials to express their frustration. According to the story, broadcast partners warned that Clark's absence could severely impact viewership and advertising revenue, creating enormous financial pressure for the league. The reported consequences continued to escalate as analysts speculated that the league could lose millions of dollars in a very short period. Several major corporate sponsors, who had invested heavily to capitalize on the excitement surrounding Caitlin Clark's popularity, were also rumored to be reconsidering their commitments. According to the claims, some advertisers questioned the value of their investments if the event no longer featured its biggest attraction. Supporters argued that much of the All-Star weekend's excitement had been built around Clark's presence, while critics believe the controversy exposed deeper issues within the league. Whether the reports ultimately prove accurate or not, the situation quickly became one of the most widely discussed stories in basketball, dominating headlines and fueling non-stop conversation across sport.
So I think just continue to be myself and then just try to refocus to, focusing on my teammates and how I can help them.
Do you think it's inevitable or no?
I don't know. I can't predict the future. You got to ask the Magic 8 Ball.
Caitlin, for you, you mentioned kind of feeling back to yourself. How much these past 3 games has it been kind of almost like a mental boost for you?
Yeah, it's like, you never like being out with injury. Like, it's hard for anybody, and I think especially last year, like having to go through it, like the 4 games off, 4 games play, 4 games on, 4 games, whatever it was. Like, that's really hard to kind of find a flow. So I think for myself, like just being resilient and able to get my body back pretty quickly to where it was before I missed a couple games, and then just finding my flow. And sometimes it can be hard for my teammates too. Like, you don't want to come in and disrupt when you haven't been in a couple games. So just kind of easing my way back into everything, and they've made it easy too.
Kelsey, I'm curious, from your perspective, what have you seen from Caitlin here over these past few games as she's gotten healthier?
I just think her ability to lead, even while dealing with injury, and want to be her best self and let you.
As corporate executives reportedly scrambled behind the scenes to contain the growing crisis, the reality of the situation was said to hit the locker room with full force. According to the narrative, the veteran players who had allegedly supported the proposed minutes restrictions suddenly found themselves confronting an unexpected consequence: the possibility of an All-Star game overshadowed by controversy and declining fan interest. The story claims that those players had hoped for a showcase where the spotlight would be shared more evenly instead of being centered almost entirely on Caitlin Clark. However, the reaction from fans and the media reportedly painted a very different picture. According to the reports, thousands of disappointed ticket holders voiced their frustration online, while sports media focused almost exclusively on Clark's reported absence rather than the game itself. Instead of shifting attention to the league's veteran stars, the controversy became the dominant headline surrounding the event. Supporters argued that the overwhelming public response demonstrated just how influential Clark had become to the league's popularity and national attention. Critics, meanwhile, viewed the situation as evidence that the All-Star Weekend success had become closely tied to her presence. Regardless of which perspective proved correct, the reported backlash highlighted the enormous impact one player could have on fan interest, media coverage, and the overall conversation surrounding the WNBA's biggest annual showcase.
I'm T. Nice to meet you. Okay, I'm to the street. Y'all see my dog? Y'all see this fucking all-star starter? Looking like money? I am money. Believe me. Ooh. And she is.
Ooh, that was a bar. I'm still in that. I am still in that.
See, look, Stud Buzz, they're going to have a good time no matter what. I like them. Y'all can't get Caitlin Clark on y'all stream yet because she ain't showing up till she got to show up. She don't want nothing to do with Asia and them trying to corner her and have a meeting. They going to want her to show up and speak out for this group, that group. She don't have time for all of that. She trying to enjoy herself. What else? What else? Oh, they got AZ FUD in here. Yo, the Stud Buzz stream is lit, bro.
Messy? Oh, yeah, we been here. Oh, you talking about the room.
All right, I can't have that music playing. They got AZ FUD in. Oh, they in there taking shots with AZ. Paige, you better get your girl, man. Stud Buds ain't safe, I'm telling you. They demons. They demons. Hey, all right. Okay, they had AZ FUD in there. Oh, they got Kelsey Mitchell on the stream. Hey, go ahead, Kelsey.
What I just say? If you're proud of her, yeah. I love y'all. Come on, we're in here.
You know what I'm saying?
What I'm giving?
Fanboy right here.
You like that? You give it. Y'all like that?
They got us. They come to the room and just take one shot later or something. Just
They trying to get everybody lit. Man, y'all gotta be careful with the Stud Buzz, man. Stud Buzz gonna get y'all toe up in Chicago. Y'all might not be able to wake up for whatever.
According to the narrative, once Caitlin Clark was no longer part of the event, much of the excitement surrounding the All-Star Weekend quickly faded. The intense media attention reportedly slowed, camera crews shifted their focus, and the viral momentum across social media began to disappear. Supporters argued that the dramatic change exposed just how much anticipation had been centered on one player. The story claims that many veteran players soon realized an unintended consequence of the controversy. By allegedly supporting efforts to limit Clark's role, they may have diminished the overall appeal of the event itself. Instead of creating a more balanced spotlight, the reported decision fueled criticism and became the dominant topic across sports media. According to the reports, the Indiana Fever organization and league officials soon found themselves facing widespread backlash from disappointed fans, concerned business partners, and growing national media scrutiny. What was expected to be the WNBA's premier showcase instead became overshadowed by controversy, with critics questioning the decisions that reportedly led to the situation. Supporters argued that attempting to control Clark's playing time ultimately backfired, turning what should have been a celebration of women's basketball into one of the league's most controversial storylines. They claimed the effort to manage the event's biggest attraction ended up damaging the very showcase it was intended to protect. As the debate intensified, speculation spread that league officials were eager to resolve the dispute and move forward. According to the narrative, there were even rumors that the reported restrictions could be reconsidered in hopes of bringing Clark back to the event. Whether those claims were accurate or not, many fans believe the damage to the All-Star Weekend's image had already been done. The controversy also reignited a broader discussion about Caitlin Clark's influence on the WNBA. Supporters 6.
You've been scoring.
Yeah, I do think it's important. I think momentum and just having the basketball guys on your side in ways that, that you really don't understand. Really, I think it's true. I think the way in which you love the game, you pour into the game is a way you want it to show love to you back. And I think that we've done a decent job lately as far as keeping ourselves committed to the grind and committed to what, Steph has set for us. But more importantly, I think momentum going into our second half of our season is really big for us. Once you start, you kind of don't stop. And I think, our next couple of opponents that we do come to see, I think these games kind of help us prepare to see whatever we want to see in the second half of the season.
Chelsea, you said last week that you don't really like to talk unless it's about basketball. So how do you vent through the game?
Keep the main thing. Certain things don't require a lot of talking. So I try to keep a happy balance and just keep my mind focused on what matters.
So, All-Star Weekend coming up. We'll be making an appearance on Stud Buds. What's all planned for you guys this weekend? Festivities up in Chicago.
They separated us, man. I know.
According to the narrative, this dramatic boycott over the reported minutes restriction marked a defining moment in Caitlin Clark's career. Supporters argued that the decision demonstrated her growing influence, reinforcing the belief that she has become one of the most impactful and recognizable athletes in women's sports today. The story claims that league officials attempted to limit the role of their biggest star, only to face widespread criticism and an unexpected public backlash. Rather than strengthening the event, critics argue that the controversy overshadowed the All-Star Weekend and created one of the most talked about moments of the season. Whether viewers see Clark's reported actions as a justified stand against unfair treatment or believe she should have participated despite the disagreement, the controversy has sparked passionate debate throughout the basketball community. Fans, analysts, and media personalities continue to share sharply divided opinions about what really happened and what it could mean for the future of the league. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you believe Caitlin Clark was right to take a firm stand over the reported minutes restriction? Or do you think she should have played and let her performance do the talking? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear both sides of the debate. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest WNBA news, breaking stories, and basketball discussions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.